interesting. Do you want to hit him with the next question?
No, it's all you.
Okay. So, what do you guys both think? Wait, you didn't even ask the question.
No, what do you mean? I talked about the talking stage.
Okay, good. My fault. I just have to keep making sure that he answers questions. You guys
we
know
talked
how
about
you guys
this.
know
We
how
talked
it is.
about this.
Anyway, so how do you feel like it's kind of gotten, not like before the talking stage, like, you know what I mean? Like seeing that girl, well, it depends on how you meet the girl. But yeah. Like seeing the girl on Instagram and thinking, do I really want to slide into the DM? Do I really want to pursue? Or do I really want to, try to like start talking to her before I even get to the talking? Or do I like seeing her on the street? Do I really want to go up to her and introduce myself? Like, how do you think that's gone?
Like, what do you mean gone? Like, do I think people do it more or less?
No, like, do you think it's gotten easier to, do you think people do it more or less?
Do you think it has gotten easier
to like introduce yourself, like get to know before even.
I think, same thing as like the question before the last one. Yeah. I think it's easier for men to know how to do it and way more difficult for men who don't know how to do it.
Yeah, because if you don't have the foundational knowledge, and it's way harder to go up to a girl, like, hey, my name is this. I would like to da-da-da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? But like, if you don't have that foundation...
I'm going to try that. I would like to da-da-da-da-da. What's up with that?
But yeah, if you don't have that foundational knowledge from before, then it's really hard for you to go up to any sort of, go up to a guy, go up to a girl, and introduce yourself to that person.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just hit him with allow me to introduce myself real quick.
My name is...
Anyway, Hey, miss. Excuse me, miss.
Oh, so since you guys have a point, we did kind of talk about that one. So this was something I found kind of interesting. Well, I didn't really find it interesting, but I heard like a group of females.
So why are you bringing it up?
I heard like because they might find it interesting. I heard like a group of females talking about Anyway, one female posed the concept or idea of like, do you think they were black? Do you think black men tend to treat black females?
Worse? I've been seeing that a lot lately.
Yeah. So let's be careful.
I'm just like,
let's be careful when we touch upon that. But let's try to touch upon that carefully.
Because I know there's a lot of bad people in this world, but when they try to group everyone in the same category, that's what I kind of like.
Yeah.
I laugh about it because I know that's not me. Like you said, if it's not you, then I'm just going to laugh about it. But it's still kind of frustrating because like we try to be so good, not just as black people, but as men, as people in general.
Men.
And then
black men.
For the sake of this question, as we try to be so good as black men, but then when other people give black people a bad name, then it just makes our reputation a lot harder for people to comprehend.
You have to work twice as hard for one bad little deed. Yeah. It's just like police officers too. Like, it's like, by and large, cops aren't bad, Like, by and large, there's some good youths out there in the police force. But it's like the 1-2 little bad youths out there that make it bad for the entire police force. Same thing.
Not just the police.
To get the publicity.
Exactly.
Not just publicity, just with many jobs.
It's the same thing with the black men. The black men that are heartbreakers, the black men that are like, whatever, they're not with the long-term type of thing. Those are the ones that get the publicity. Those are the ones that are... Wait, why are you looking down? Those are the ones that, like, are put on blast. Those are the ones that, like, get put on notice. And therefore, that's what, like, the community that looks in, that's what they see, because those are the ones that are being, like, publicized. So, like, just take that into consideration. It's just like when you say, there's no good men around me, there's good men around you, you're looking in the wrong direction type of thing. So just turn around.
Be aware of who you're with, who you're surrounding yourself with, who you're surrounding, like what environment you're in. Maybe to this specific, I guess for the sake of this question, black girl, you're surrounded by a lot of toxic black men. So you gotta, get your body and just move over to the next area because...
Start talking to some Jamaican man.
We're blessed.
We're all here.
We're good.
So Africans are screwed?
I never said that.
Okay.
You said that.
I can't vouch. I'm not.
Okay, good. Can't be like, displace me from society like that.
You straight.
Yeah.
Most likely.
But yeah, to be honest, I don't know what started this whole black man treating black girl bad.
Yeah.
But here's what started it. I'm gonna put you on here right now. All right, here's what it is. Multiculturalism. That's what started it. That's why. Here's why.
Oh, this can go so many
Because
places.
how could a black woman say that black women are treated poorly by black men if they don't know what other men treat them like? That's multiculturalism, right?
Other men from different
Oh,
countries.
yeah,
From different countries.
Oh, okay.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
So like other women, like let's say like a white man, right? Holy, we're about to get into super stereotypes.
Yeah.
So that's
just
why
keep that in
disclaimer.
mind.
So before the
Stereotypes.
not all police come and attack me,
Yeah.
right? Not all white men do this. Not all black women, black men do that. Okay, we got that out of the way. Now we can forego the formalities, or we got the formalities out of the way. Now we're gonna talk. All right. God. All right. So peep game. Black women tend to be, my goodness, you hear the language? Tend to be. Not all of them are, but some of them tend to be.
It sucks that people are.
I like
yeah,
listen, all right, listen carefully.
It sucks, but you have to say it.
All right. Tend to be a little more on the masculine side, only because, now watch this, these are statistics, all right? Statistics. Actually, okay, backtrack. These are statistics in general, okay? Black homes and Latina homes have very high rates of absent fathers. Same with, I believe, Aboriginal populations too. Okay. At least in Nunavut, like in Canada. I'm not sure about the US.
Okay.
Have higher statistics of absentee fathers. Whatever the reason for that is, that's just the statistic. The reasons differ. Some people say that, you know, black men are thugs or minorities are thugs, whatever. Some say, nah, it's like a systematic thing. Whatever line of the spectrum you fall on, that's up for debate, but the statistics are there, all right? Okay, cool. Now, it's also known, not so much for Aboriginal women, but just because Aboriginal communities don't get that much exposure. Like, man's out here really think that Aboriginals are dead or something like that, but not like they're really out here. But basically, it's kind of known that, like, black women and Latina women are super spicy. All right. So the reason for that is when a woman is not offset by a man with masculine energy, she naturally goes into her more masculine energy. So it's almost like she has to be the mother and the father. You feel me? So it's like she has to have both masculine and feminine energy. Whereas if you see on the inverse, on the flip side, if you see a guy who's predominantly raised more so by women, they tend to have a lot of feminine energy or tend to be in touch with their feminine side. So those men might start writing poetry, might write songs and all that kind of stuff. Even look at Drake. Look at Drake, for example. Drake was out here raised by his mom.
Right.
And Drake is one of the quote-unquote softest rappers in the game. J. Cole, I believe, was predominantly, raised by his mother. He has a lot of softer songs and all that stuff.
Sounds like successful. That's all that
successful.
matters.
They're successful, right? But he was a
Get
product.
back in frame, fam.
But he's like a product of his environment, so like he has a little rough
That's
edge
true.
to him too.
That's true.
Drake is
That's
a little softer because he's also a product of his environment of
Bronson.
a little more privileged than Jermaine. Nidavellir, nevertheless. Now, if you want to look at that, look at black women tending to be a little more on the rough side because of absent black men. Now look at white men, for example, coming into these relationships who are raised by both parents. They have a decent balance of masculine and feminine energy. White women are usually more feminized just because of that whole culture of coming from aristocracy, and the lines between men and women are very defined in aristocracy. And when you come back down from aristocracy, like looking at the industrial era, in the industrial era, this is like the early to mid 1800s.
Oh, when women got a chance to work at the factories and like when
not yet.
Oh, we're not there yet. Okay.
No, this is when. Okay, so this is the era when like diverse labor started to become a thing. So people started to come off farms and actually started to work even like in mills and with machinery and all that kind of stuff. Like sewing and stuff became more accessible. So the roles between men and women became more accessible to the masses, or the expectations became more accessible to the masses.
Wait, just to explain why he's going so far deep, he's trying to like say. Like,
I'm laying the foundation.
This whole topic runs deep.
Super deep.
It runs far.
Yeah.
Okay.
So back in those days, right? And this is in Europe and the US. Like the Industrial Revolution began in Britain in the 1800s, right? So before the Industrial Revolution, the roles of men and women were more so defined by the aristocracy, so the very rich people of that day. Once the Industrial Revolution hit, a lot of those standards were more so imposed on the masses. They were already there in a different way, but men and women generally had more overlap because if my leg is broken and I only have daughters, some of my daughters have to be in the farm along with me, right? In with the aristocracy and all that kind of stuff, it was a little more privileged because if I break my leg, chances are I'm going to have a servant to help me out. You know what I'm saying? And that servant's probably going to be a man. So those same rules and those same black and white men and women type of role systems started to become more commonplace in more people. And so once that became a thing, you see men are out here doing this and women are out here doing that. So that's why white people are usually more socialized that way, because they're going way back from the aristocracy back in Britain. Whereas black people in the US and Canada, a lot of them had those two like roles kind of like blurred, because both men and women are in the field speaking cotton, same way. So women are a little more rough, and men, some of them, depending on in a more modern context, tends to be a little more on the softer side or a little more on the hardened side, just depending on who you're raised by and all that kind of stuff. So now, bringing this back into like the modern era, women saying that black men don't treat them right is usually a result of black men being super macho, super machismo, and like hella testosterone, all that kind of. Look at the music we listen to. You feel me? Like F.A.B. I was trying to be the case, like, you know, Comethazine, like all that kind of super aggressive music that we listen to. Right? A lot of that is like black male braggadocio that comes as a result of our trauma and our past. So we don't want to be oppressed again. So once we get free, you best believe we're going to be talking about all the choppers that we have. We're going to be talking about the dope that we sling and all that kind of stuff. Nobody's going to talk to us. Nobody's going to press us, etc. Because we're running from that experience back then. Black men are a little more on the more aggressive side. And that's also, I mean, like you look in the slums, you look in the hood, it's a very dangerous place. So if you're soft, the streets will know that and they'll take care of you as a result. Survival of the fittest applies way more in the streets than it does on a higher economic white collar scale. Survival of the fittest on that level is a little more based on who you know, your connections, your money, your assets, etc. So now we look at that, right? Black men tend to be more aggressive when it comes to women because black women respond to that positively. What do I mean by that? If you're a black man and you approach a woman on some soft white boy, oh honey, I love you, let me da-da-da-da-da, as Brian was saying type thing, you're going to be looked at as corny. Philip comes over, he does the same thing. Philip and his white privilege and his amazing credit score are going to do the same thing. And all of a sudden, Philip looks a little more appeasing to Sarkeisha than you do. I wonder why, right? So we're going way back in history. Now, obviously, I'm no historian. I'm a political science major in my 4th year. I don't know anything. I don't know Jack. I'm 21, right? But if I were to come up with an explanation, that's what I'm thinking it's going to be based on. It's going to be based on historical factors, going to be based on contemporary cultural factors, and it's going to be and I guess music to a small degree. It's going to be
based on expectation, as you hinted at. There's an expectation for, again, generally, white men to be more feminine, to be more affectionate, to be more like, oh, let me like bow down on the like wherever you walk type thing, and then there's men of minorities tend to be more like upfront, aggressive, and the type of like, we're going through this because I say so type thing. So if you have an answer.
Generally. Yes, again. Generally. Goodness gracious.
I feel them typing.
I know, like I'm about to get attacked, bro. Like, holy.
Nah, I'm just absorbing every knowledge that you guys are giving, like, because I didn't know any sort of like context information that you just said, so I'm just trying to like process every thought of it.
Bro, you take political science and you learn about the Industrial Revolution every other year. Every other week, you're talking about that. Talking about economics, talking about this, talking about that. Like, shout out to Bashir. Mr. Amin, though. You're the one who put me on.
Oh, it's the second time we shout about this.
Oh, right? Yo, shout out to you. I just emailed him today. Yo, all you high school youths out there, make sure that your high school teachers rate you. Because, you'll never know. They'll come in, all right, P game, I mentioned this already, this 12-page essay that I'm dealing with. I emailed Mr. Yamin, like, just to get his insight on something.
High school teacher.
At Father Henry Carr, history teacher, grade 11 and 12, ancient history, all the way up to the modern era. Amazing teacher. I think probably top 2 teachers at Father Henry Carr, Bashir Yamin. That's all I'll say. Bodos is really good. He's really good. Leggie's really good. That's all I want to say. There are a lot of other good teachers out there. Shout out Ms. D. Costanzo, but I don't want to call too many names because I'm not going to trouble. You know what I'm saying? Anyway.
I'm not saying anything.
But yeah, like I hit him up on an email flex just to see his perspective on something, and he gave me some information that I'm going to use on my test. Now, of course, I'm not gonna cite him or anything like that, but I'm gonna make it look like it's my own thing. But of course, but if you don't have those connections, it's gonna be tougher for you, bro. Like, I have a lifeline right there. Like, I had to ask him something about China's economy or like German economy and something like, and he tossed me a really fleshed out, like meaty, girthy answer. Pause. So like, I'm using that. Shout out to Mr. Pelegi, the law teacher there. You know how many times I text this dude and he blesses me with like vital information I need for like my career and life decisions, bro. Like, shout out your high school teachers. I'm like, try it. Like, at least one high school teacher to like be close to, because you need networks. No man is an island. Like, when I fly, you land, and vice versa. Can you hear the vivacious verisimilitude in the versa? Shout out to me and my poem skills. Too many
shout outs. But what I was kind of getting from what you, like, that whole basically like a big history lesson you gave us from the previous question.
I know a hell of people turned it off like when I started talking about it.
Dude, instead of doing the tap on the side like 5
So I guess it's something that was kind of like not really genetics, but historically and statistically, that's within the human nature to feel those certain ways between another person. Mm-hmm. So I guess which leads to bad relationships, coincidentally, from black men by black girls. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
And before we even gave the
not all. Okay, bad relationships, not all. Goodness gracious.
Before we even gave the historical background, we did say that there's a lot of like, the loudest dogs are the most noticeable. And you know if that's the same when I made it up. Loudest dogs are the most noticeable is in all the relationships that are ending poorly by like where the black man is at fault are the ones being pushed and it's just like in the public eye. There's a lot of wonderful relationships with like where two black people that are happy with each other that you'll never hear about.
No.
So it's just keep that in mind. There's not as many as you think there are. Like the numbers are inflated. And there's a historical background as well. So just to get back on get back on topic, the treating women, like, I don't even know. Okay, let's touch into this. Has how you've been raised by? Oh, okay.
I feel bad for Brian.
No, yeah, I'm not even gonna go there. Yeah. Okay, shout out to Precious, because she was the first person that I ever heard say this from our high school. Okay, she brought up a pretty good point. And her point was that a lot of black men are raised in like single parent households, and most of those single parent households are where it's a single mother. Mm-hmm. How is it then possible, with knowing that, how is it then possible that all these men that are raised by mothers don't know how to treat women?
It's because those women don't know how to be treated.
Fair. That's a good answer, but that's the question she posed on why it's not necessarily the fault of the black men that are born out of that situation. Because they're a product of their environment. They're a product of...
That is actually really interesting. You grew up with all women, yet you still don't know how to treat a woman properly.
Yeah.
It's because you haven't seen a man treat that woman. You've just seen that woman on her own. You haven't seen the man treating the woman.
So that's why maybe it's easier for, I guess, a regular man to have conversations, have a friendship with a woman.
That's not a regular man.
A regular conversation. But have a friendship with another woman.
You met a man that doesn't belong to a single mother. Not a regular. But if your mom is single, you're still regular.
No. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
That would open my head.
So I don't open my head, and I'm not gonna it.
I felt them typing. I felt them coming for you. I felt it.
But I guess when it comes to like loving a woman, since that man has never seen that in person, they've only seen it through like other people or social media, whatever. Yeah. They don't genuinely know what it feels like to love a woman. So I guess they kind of get themselves into some people get themselves into bad relationships.
Mm-hmm. And there's like different types of love too, you know what I mean? Like there's like, what is it, like agape, phileo, ero, and
he'll explain after for those.
So basically, like,
no magic.
Okay. So agape
another language.
So So it's like from it's like a Greek, I think Athenian concept or something like that of different types of love, and
they did a lot.
Yeah, Athenian love is like. What is it? Agape love is like love of God. So like the love that you have for God and like that spiritual kind of love that like supersedes everything. So that's the kind of love that we strive to get, but most likely won't get because like we're not God. Like I'm pretty sure last time I checked. So there's that love. Then there's like filial love. So like, that's the love for your man, them, like your homies, your brothers. Like that's the kind of like love that you get because you relate to them.
Okay.
Then aro love is like eros or whatever is like the like burning sexual kind of like
Passion
romance,
love.
passion, that kind of thing. So the way the love that you have for your mom might be a similar level to the love that you might have for your wife, but it's two completely different types of love.
It better be two completely.
It be, like I don't know about man in Alabama, like shout out to y'all, but in Toronto, like the rest of the world,
different type of love.
I'm saying it's a different type of love. So growing up in a single parent household, you experience filial love, or no, there's one more. Yeah, there's like the family love. I mean, I can search that up, but yeah, I forgot what it is. But there's like the family love type thing. So that's the type of love that you experience, like with that relationship between your mother and you. That's a completely different love that you're gonna experience with like women your age that you're pursuing. You feel me? So that's why a lot of the time you can be in a house filled with women and not know how to love them like that. You feel me? So
They're doing research. That's like,
Providing you with the best knowledge.
Storge. That's it. Storge. Yeah. Eros is the romantic love. Philia or whatever. Yeah, that's like the affectionate love. But yeah, Storge is familial love. Yeah.
Just so you guys know. And wait, one tip, like guaranteed to like impress any female that you're trying to impress, just whip that out.
Or take out your wallet if you got it like that.
Can't be doing things like that.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised in Toronto. You'd be surprised.
We'll put a debit card and just say it's full of money. Okay, there you go. I just remember what I was gonna say. Okay, so I was in this like type of. You were there, Brian. When we were downtown at McDonald's. I was getting paged, and you didn't want to help me.
When you get paged,
I know. I get paged a lot,
So
and it's mostly by females. I'll allow. I get paged. Anyway, I'm humble. It's okay.
Sometimes you just gotta eat that. Still.
I was getting paged because of the way I axed out.
Ask.
Axed out.
Yeah.
Someone I dated in high school. So I said, I was trying to be very like classy and very like I was trying to be humorous. So I said, "Would you like to pursue a relationship with me?" That's the line that I used.
And then the reason why they got mad was because
the word pursue. The word pursue. Because I'm like, and then they were saying like,
"Oh, is she a career?"
Am I trying to like? They were thinking that I was objectifying her or objectifying her by using the word pursue. And that was their only problem. I was getting paid for a hot minute. No man could help me.
And I tried to tell them after like they got so mad at him that like, this is how Tevin is. This is how he would ask out, I guess, that specific girl. That's how his form of speech is. But because that's not, I guess, common.
That's not what they're used to. Yeah, it's not.
I guess it's not common.
They were forced, because it's not common. They were forced to interpret what I was saying, and then they interpreted it as something negative. Apparently,
even though you didn't say anything negative.
Fam, you think she would have said yes if it was negative?
Wait, did she say yes?
Yeah, fam, of course.
What do you want me to say? She said yes. So clearly she wasn't offended. Like, all right, at the end of the day, here's what I'm going to say about that. I am not responsible for how you interpret what I say after I tell you what it means. After I tell you what I meant, that's all you eat.
I can't.
You eat that, bro. That's all you're eating.
Now they can type.
This is what I mean. I'm giving you the interpretation. Do what you want with it now. You have it. Are you offended still? You know what I meant. Do what you want with it. That's all you. Free speech is a thing. Like I know it's kind of like at risk in Canada, but like we still have a good amount of free speech over here. Oh man,
you know what, Jordan Peterson?
Can we talk about that guy here?
Chill. I don't watch a lot. I'm cutting all of this. I don't watch a lot of his stuff, but I know he talks about a lot of controversial stuff.
Yeah.
Don't cut it.
I'm cutting it.
If you're a UFT, you know exactly who we're talking about.
He went to McMaster one time.
He's a prophet.
He's a prophet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he teaches. Yeah, he never got fired. He teaches.
Oh, he's still there? Oh, I thought it was like a celebrity appearance.
Nah.
Like Bill Nye the Science Guy. Who came?
Yo, you know Bill Nye's not even a scientist?
Yo, man, not you up there.
Blew my mind.
Yo, don't cut it.
I'm cutting it.
Yo,
why? That's not even controversial.
That's the biggest, like, I felt like when I was you, I always grew up knowing that Santa Claus was like a fictional character. Easter Bunny was like, yo, what?
Comparing
when I found out Bill Nye wasn't a scientist,
yo, you were shook a lot. Your life changed.
I was hurt, fam. I felt that in my chest deep, fam. It hurt.
Yo, Loki, I want to cut this because I'm very into now. I didn't know he wasn't a real scientist until right now.
Yo, my fault. My fault. I shouldn't have made you find out.
You shouldn't have said
I thought it was calming down.
Yo, why do you find out?
I didn't feel bad anymore. Like, I feel bad about that, but not about that. You get me?
So smart, yo.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yo, that's crazy.
I have to keep this.
You have to keep this. Yo, Bill Nye's a fraud.
Yo, he's not a fraud. He's just not a scientist. He's smart.
Well,
He knows
technically,
his stuff. He knows
technically
his
his
stuff.
name is Bill Nye, the science guy,
but
not the
like,
scientist. You feel me?
See, there you go. He's a science guy.
Holy.
He's not a scientist.
Wow. That's how Chinese corporations get away with copyright infringement. No,
Yo,
I know. Like China's on a rampage right now. Let me.
Yo, we're not going into that.
Shout out to the NBA.
We're not. Ooh, no.
Shout out LeBron.
Yo, stop. Josh, please, I beg.
I know Xi Jinping right now is looking at his computer like, yo.
He's like, what you? Josh,
That's the president of the. Y'all.
They don't know. It's okay. They can Google it. Yeah. Where even were we?
Nice question,
fam.
Do your Googles.
Anyway, okay, let me go into this. You see how you have sisters?
Yes.
You have a sister. I have a little sister.
Look at you still.
So my little sister, look at you, Stu. Two.
Gotta make a new slang.
She's a look at you.
Still, you still.
Put that on a t-shirt.
So you would still.
Yeah.
I love Toronto.
So how do you think? Well, okay. I'm gonna preface this with saying, when my little sister was born, my outlook on women changed. Sponsorship. My outlook on women changed. You're covering. Okay, good. My outlook on women changed because, like, I don't know. It's just different. Like, you have your mom.
Wait, how old were you when your sister was born?
She's exactly 10 years younger than me.
Okay, so you had sense.
8.
You had sense.
Yeah, I had sense. I was 8 years old. So like that kind of like I changed my outlook on like women.
Wait, did you say she was exactly 10 years younger than you?
Exactly.
But you were 8 when she was born.
Yeah, I'm 18, so she's. Wait, no, the math is wrong. I feel like that math is wrong. She's exactly.
Aren't you?
Wait.
Aren't you 17? I'm a murderer. I'm not 18 yet, bro. I'm not 18. Now you want to say you're 18.
Nah, the math is wrong.
She's 8 years.
There you go.
8 years. Yeah.
I was born 2001. She was born 2011. There you go.
Yeah.
Someone else do the math. I was wrong.
This question.
Okay. Like, do you think that, like, having older sisters has affected the way you, like, view women? And do you think, like, when it comes to, like, having that type of familial bonds, both of you, do you think that's affected the way you look at women, like, romantically as, like, life partners type of thing? Like, we talked about how, like, a mother has affected, but how does a sister affect?
So, like, I feel like the way I look at women is not more of, like... The way I look at women, I see them as like I want to care for them. You know what I mean? Because like I see my older sisters and I see my mom, and I'm like, the last thing I want to like even imagine.
What if they don't want to be cared for? I'm sorry. Continue.
I heard that too. You know.
I heard someone say it. I heard someone say it.
I was gonna address it after. You got it right now.
Go.
But yeah. Like when I look at women, right, especially with that whole long-term mindset, I really want to be that man that actually like that they can think of and be like, yo, this guy that I love cares for me. Like I can go years.
And she cares for you too. Like it's
actually, she cares for me too. Of course. Well, since we're going to it like that one side.
Yeah.
Because like the last thing
I'm
I
not your
want,
dad. Like you know. What I'm
yeah. For sure. I'm not your bank account. Yeah. But the last thing I want is to go to bed and think about, yo, there's some next man dealing with my sister, dealing with my mom, and she does not care. I mean, he does not care for her, right? So that's what I don't want.
Yo, that's what I'm saying.
That's why I don't want that.
Yeah, I have the same mentality.
I don't want that. And so that's why if I get into another relationship with a female, I want the last thing.
You treat them like how you want a man to treat your.
Yeah. Exactly. That pretty much sums up what I basically said.
It's interesting. Oh, it's an interesting.
How do you see women? How do you see women with your sister? I mean, with your sister being in your life now.
Yeah. Well, okay. When my sister was born, I didn't have sense yet. So there's like a 4-year gap between my sister and I. I was 4.5 when she was born. I'm born July '98. She's born September 02, something like that. Mm-hmm. So y'all do the math.
Someone does.
I don't need that for my life. But yeah, like so. Yo, is that the guy from? Never mind. Anyway, sorry. I thought Dennis. Anyway, shout out to y'all like car doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't have sense.
I'm slow.
When
Yo, we saw Raji the other day, you know. We
saw him today, actually.
We saw Raji today running for the bus.
Raji, yeah, he was here. Yeah, we're gonna cut that out. Anyway,
I'll give that in.
Word. So yeah, I was 4 years old. My sister was born, so I didn't really have much sense. So I wasn't even thinking about women like that.
At 4 years.
Yeah, I know. Well,
and for some people, continue.
Anyway, no one's thinking about that at 4. But that some people so.
Like, I think it was like when I was 5, I had my first like experience.
So like 6 months.
When I thought about a woman, not crazy, but like when I was like, yo, like. Oh, no, I lied. It was 7. I was 7.
Okay.
I was 7.
Grade 1.
Two.
Oh, grade 2. Oh, okay.
No, I lied. It was grade 1. So I was 6. Anyway, so yeah, like, so my sister didn't really have much to do with my perspective of women. It was more so a sense of karma. And I know, like, some people are gonna, like, shoot me down for saying that, but, like, karma in the sense, like the Bible mentions it, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever you sow, that shall you also reap, you feel me? So, I feel like if I do someone dirty in a type of way, somehow, if I'm not gonna eat that, like my youth's gonna eat that. My youth soup is gonna eat that. You feel me? Whatever Tevin said. So like, yeah. So in the sense that I never talk to a girl who has a boyfriend or is in a relationship respect. Because I wouldn't want me to be in that situation. And knowing how women are, I wouldn't want my shorty talking to a guy who looks just like me, but has $1 extra in his bank account. You feel me? So
$1 extra.
Yeah,
that's all it takes.
That's all it takes. So I don't want that happening to me. So I wouldn't do that to another man. So for me, it's like that kind of sense of like it might happen to you type thing that kind of calms me down. Not so much my sister and my mom, because when I'm thinking of or talking to another girl, the last thing I'm thinking about are my relatives. To be honest, so. That's just me though. Like if that's what makes you a better guy, is keeping your mom or your sister, your niece or whatever in the back of your head. All right, yo, do that. It works for you, but for me, yo, they can gossip. To be honest, like in this pocket of existence, not in general. Yeah, that's just me. Though.